Basically, I bought a house. Like, I actually bought a house. I have a mortgage. I have a mortgage.
Happily ever after. Find your happily ever after. Find your happily ever after.
Now, obviously I started off and I did one every few weeks and I have about 4 videos, I think. And then everything just happened at once. So, first things first, I don't know if you've realised, it's a bit of a different background scenario. So, I don't know if I had spoken about it in a video at that point or not, but basically I bought a house. Like, I actually bought a house. I have a mortgage. I have a mortgage. It's crazy. So yeah, basically me and my boyfriend Simon, we put the deposit down in December, and then at the end of June we got the wonderful call to say that we could move in. It was ours. It was a very stressful day, a very, very stressful day. So if anyone is planning on getting a mortgage or buying a house, just be prepared for the day stress when you're waiting for your keys, because we had so many issues with money not going through to the bank and then people not communicating with each other, and it just made it a lot more stressful for us. But we literally got the keys it ended up being about 5:30, and we got the call to say it had gone through at 4:59. Bearing in mind that all the head offices and things and the bank stopped sending money through at 5. It was 1 minute. We'd been waiting all day. We were beside us. I was just a stressy mess, quite frankly. But we made it. So we basically spent the first month still in our old flat, because that tenancy went on till the end of July. So we stayed in our old flat and just started to do bits and bobs over in the house. My parents came up and helped us paint, and we just started kind of gradually bringing things across. So it meant that on the last day of going from one tenancy to our actual house, it meant we didn't have all the stress of having to cart 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars, loads of things across. So we are in the new house. As you can see at the minute, the wall is pretty plain. I just bought a switch for a lovely decoration. But we're still obviously in the process, because I think sometimes Simon has to remind me that it's this is actually our house now. We're not under a time limit. Whereas with other flats and stuff, especially if you're going through uni, you tend to get it for 1 year at a time. And I never stayed in the same place for more than a year. So it meant that if I hadn't unpacked or decorated properly by a few months in, you were then only a few months away from leaving. And I think I need to sometimes forget that I have years to decorate, but we're now pretty much unpacked. We've got boxes in the garage. It's mostly like the decor and stuff. So all the basis stuff is down in all our rooms. It's just like the decorations, like we've got some things to go behind. We've got loads of bits to put up in the living rooms and the bedrooms, and get little things kind of like some little bedside tables and stuff like that. But we are well on the way. The biggest thing, which is why I'm kind of currently sat in the kitchen at the table, is the fact that I'm gonna have a dressing room, which is very excited, because basically upstairs we have our main bedroom, which has a lovely balcony. And then we have what we call the spare bedroom, but actually, because me and Simon are both avid gamers, is actually our gaming room. So it has our 2 desks, so our consoles and things on. And then we have kind of the spare kind of box style room, and that is a dressing room, which is very exciting. It's like having a walking wardrobe, but not quite as fancy. But so it's gonna have like a desk, and I'm gonna be a bit over the top, and I'm gonna get one of the mirrors with the little lights around it. And I'm also going to we've got these like big like square to put lots of different clothing and things in. And also in that room is going to be where I'm going to put my lounge flies and some of my ears, and it's going to be like a Disney mixed with a dressing room. And it's also where I will film a lot of my videos in the future, but obviously at the minute it's currently just a room with a lot of clothing boxes in, so it wouldn't be the best backdrop. So I figured a plain white backdrop in the kitchen would work for now. But no, that's going to be done soon, and then in years to come, in a couple of years, scary talking about it, but it will eventually be a baby's room. I'm not planning anything yet, so don't get too excited about a Disney baby being on the way. But it will be in the future. That's what that will get turned into, and my clothes will have to find a different home somewhere. I do plan on doing a house tour. I know it's not going to be anything exciting. It's not like it's some you know, celebrity's house where there's tens of rooms and a swimming pool and everything like that. But I figured sometimes people like to see new builds and like to see what people have done with them. So at some point in the future, when I feel like it's ready enough, I will show people around so you can see what it's like. But no, so the biggest thing, which has taken over a lot of my life recently, has been this wonderful house move. So the second thing that I have been doing is I've got a promotion. So it's a bit different to what you call a regular promotion. I wasn't kind of in exactly the same job and got promoted up to the next grade. I basically applied for a job in the grade above in a different kind of company, a different kind of part of the company that I work for. And yeah, basically I got it. So I got a nice little grade jump. I got a nice pay increase, which obviously with a new house was absolutely fantastic to have. And it's been really good. I enjoy my job. I won't talk about what my job is and things, but I'm really enjoying it. I love a job where I can help people and help them out and try and get them to a better place. And that's what I absolutely love about it. But I was doing training for a while, so things were a little bit more chill, but that was, like I say, when the house was still a lot more boxes. But then since going in, basically we live on, there's like two sides of where there's like a river called the River Tyne that goes to Newcastle. And basically there's a thing called the Tyne Tunnel where you can go under it from one side to the other side. And basically we live over this side, and over this side is where we work. So every morning we have to kind of go through the tunnel and go back. It's not too far, but I think it's more when you're going back and forth. My sleeping pattern's not the best as it is. I still go to bed like after midnight every night, even when I'm getting up for work at 7. So by the time I get home from work, I'm quite tired, and I've also recently started back at my society. Obviously, you may have seen some stuff before when I did my Disney countdown. I used some performances, and obviously due to COVID, I never got my kind of final show with them, and I always wanted to because it was such a special part. And I'm doing that in the end of November. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, straight after work, I'm practically straight there. So those 2 days are just a complete write-off for doing anything. So I think with the new job, I'm still getting used to being like moving out again, because when for the 6 months of my time from December to like May, June time, I was working from home, so I didn't have to go anywhere, I didn't have to use to get up, and things that I do enjoy going out, I enjoy actually interacting and seeing people face to face, but it's getting used to actually having to get up and move again. Like I would much rather do that, but I think it makes me tired easier. But I think when, like I say, a lot of it does stem on the fact that I'm still being picky about the house not being done, and I want everything to feel like it's ready, but I need to realise everything's a work in progress. But no, so the second thing is the fact that I got a grade jump, promotion and a pay rise, which was one of my proudest things that happened. Is I finally got my graduation. So finally, after being at uni for 5 years and having to wait 1 extra year down to COVID, I finally got my graduation, which was absolutely amazing. It was great to finally get to wear that cap and that gown. If anyone has me on Instagram or TikTok, you've probably seen I posted a few there, because I was just so happy that I finally got to have it. It felt great that all of the years of hard work, all the crazy stuff that's happened was absolutely worth it. And if you have, like I say, if you do follow me on other social media, you will have already seen this, but just another thing in person. So if you haven't, I basically created my own graduation cap with my boyfriend, who is incredibly talented. So he drew this whole house by himself, which is wonderful. And we made the adventures out there with the little up balloons. Yeah, I made this. It's nothing amazing, don't get me wrong, but I was really proud of my balloons. But no, so I had my usual cap, and then I had my special adventures out there cap. And it was great getting pictures with this, and obviously, as you can imagine, all the Disney fans absolutely loved it. And I've been so happy with the feedback I got from it, because like I say, it was an idea that I had. I always knew that I wanted to do a customised one. I just didn't know how. I didn't know whether I was going to ask somebody else to do it or do it myself. And in the end, we did it ourselves, and I'm so happy with how it came out. The plan is to frame it somehow. I want to kind of somehow put it in something where it can be displayed, and so this isn't flopping about like it's at the minute. But that is the plan, is to put it somewhere, because I was just really happy. And I will insert a couple of pictures and videos after this clip so you can see what happens on my graduation day. Also, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, but just in case you are not, this is based off the film Up, and Adventures Out There is one of my favourite quotes of all time, and it is from that movie. So yes, just in case anyone wasn't aware, this is from Up. I also got to go on holiday. I got to go on holiday, which seems crazy, but like it actually happened after 2 years. Obviously, you know, it's not exactly a secret what's been going on in the world with the COVID and the pandemic, so obviously holidays have been out of the question for a long time. But finally, myself and Simon got back away to Tenerife. It was the first holiday we went on 2 years ago as well, so it was really kind of nostalgic to go back as our next holiday. I didn't actually find the process too difficult. Now obviously if anyone is watching from anywhere other than the UK, the processes will be slightly different, and even in the UK now the processes have changed since I went. But basically, we didn't have to test before we went because we're both double vaccinated. If you haven't, go get vaccinated. So we're both double vaccinated, so we didn't have to test before we went over there. We just had to do forms on the way there. We then had to do a test 72 hours before we came back, which was a PCR. We weren't too bad because we went through Thompson, TUI, and we found that it wasn't too bad in terms of we could do ours in the room. I know a lot of people did have to go to medical centres in the country they were at, but with the package we got, which I think was by a company called Chromonics, we could just do it in the room. They came back negative, which I'm not going to lie was the most terrifying part. Was it going to come back positive, even though I tested every day because I was so nervous. I like did a lateral flow every single day and it was fine. We found over in the Canary Islands and Tenerife as well, they were really good with things in terms of, it was a bit weird going back to having to kind of walk around with our masks on, kind of walking from point A to point B, but when you were kind of sunbathing by the pool, if you were sat down having a drink, having a meal or in the pool, that sort of thing, you didn't have to wear them. And then that was more just for the hotels as well. Each hotel decided their own thing, but I was just decided that you should kind of wear it everywhere, and to be honest it wasn't too much of a fuss. I was just so happy to be over there in the sun and relaxing, and it was an absolutely fantastic getaway. It was needed after a hectic year and after 2 years of waiting. So yeah, I got to go on holiday, which was absolutely amazing, and also leads me nicely into my next discussion. Which I'm sure is the one you've all wanted to know, and that is, what is my Disney plans coming up? So very exciting, and again, if you have got me on any other social media, you will already know this, but we have booked Disney World for September 2022. The original plan a couple of years ago was that we were going to plan to go this September, but obviously due to COVID that did not happen. So we are booked to go in September 2022. Now, as of the minute, the Disney dining's not back or anything like that. So as of the minute, we have gone with the offer of the where you get the free dining credit. So we're booked in Pop Century. See, I've never gone. Normally, I've been in Old Key West multiple times, and then I've also been in Caribbean Beach. I've never been in one of kind of the more value resorts. However, we figured it out, and A, we're not in our room that much. B, it's a really nice hotel from what I've gathered. I've looked at a lot of comments, a lot of people recommend it out of the values as one of the best ones. And with the credit, this was down to my mum as well, so thank you, Mum. And just to anybody else, have a little look when you consider it and think how much you actually care about the hotel in terms of the room. Like, because the difference is that you get more credit with obviously the resorts above. However, when you actually figure it out, what you would save on the hotel compared to the, so like I think it was like we get like 400 and something, whereas on the one above you get 800 and something or 700 and something. And if you compare the difference you save in a hotel, you end up having, like, I think we found out we have like £500 more to go towards food, and for the sake of a slightly nicer room or a slightly nicer resort, it just, it was a no-brainer. I'd rather have all that money to go towards food, so that is the plan. We're staying at Pop Century for 15 nights. We've also decided that we're going to go to Universal. We're going to fly out 2 nights earlier and do Universal first, because normally when I've been with my parents we do Universal kind of in the middle, but that means that for like 1 or 2 nights you've actually got a hotel room booked twice, because we book at Universal, then the Disney one's just, our stuff's just kind of left in it. So we're going to go before and do that, and then it means A, we're getting longer out there, and obviously B, if anyone doesn't know, it's Simon's first time even on a long haul flight anywhere, never mind going to Disney or America. So I want him to experience everything. I've discussed the sort of things he wants to do as well, so there might be places that I haven't been in years where we're going to go back to, but I'm so excited for him to see Florida, and I just can't wait to upgrade his Disney knowledge, because I do have the upcoming video. Like, obviously I know I've been saying it for months, I am sorry, but finally now we're kind of a bit more settled. I will be recording the video with him where I test him on his Disney knowledge, which should be fun because he is learning. I've asked him a few things and been very like, oh my god, you know that? So he is learning, but I'm excited to divulge all the Disney information and facts and tips to him, and for him to just get to experience it, because he is a big kid at heart, he is, and he's obsessed with Stitch. So I'm going to have to do some serious research about where Stitch is. Obviously I know at the minute I believe Typhoon, when it opens back up, is where Stitch will be, but I think if I don't find Stitch for him he might cry. So I will need to find out where Stitch will be, so I can take him to meet him. But no, so that is the Disney World holiday. And Disneyland Paris, initially we were going to try and book for next month, because we are going down to London. We're going to see Frozen the musical, which is very exciting, and Dear Evan Hansen when we're down there as well, and we were going to go straight after that, but I think I have to be realistic about money at the minute, because obviously there's so many things we're paying out for with the house and extra bills and things like that. So I think being realistic, we're just going to do London in November, and then I'm thinking looking maybe the start of the year, kind of January to March time, doing a Disneyland Paris trip basically in the start of 2022. Because as much as I want to run and jump and go back to Disney, like right now I need to be realistic about money as well, and also make sure obviously, because we still need to be saving up for Disney World at the same time, because obviously that is a very expensive holiday and it takes a lot of saving up to be able to do. So we're going to have to do that as well. But it does mean that in the next year I should have been to Disney twice, which is, oh, I can't wait. Even talking about it's getting excited. But yeah, so that is essentially my Disney plans. At the end of the video to talk about a couple of small shops and things. And I got this from Ohana Makes. If you have not seen their Instagram, go and check them out, because the things they make are absolutely incredible. This is obviously Crush, saying when life gets tough, just keep swimming, and it's adorable. The detailing that has gone into it is amazing. Like, you should be able to see there. The detailing is incredible. I'm excited. We're still figuring out where to put it. We think we're going to put it when people come into the house as like a welcome sign. I need to make sure this balances correctly. But yeah, definitely check them out. And this here, this is from Tico. I will link both of them below, but I have practically lived in this jumper. It is so unbelievably comfy. I'll see if I can, this might be difficult. I need to try and, it's got a bit on the back. You can kind of see it there. So it just says where dreams come true on the back, but it is so unbelievably comfy, and she has so many designs, including backpacks and jumpers and tees and tea dresses. So definitely go and check her out, and also, like I said, check them both out. So that is everything for today. I do plan on doing this more regularly now. I feel like I'm a bit more settled, can get back into it, because even on kind of Instagram and TikTok I've not been as daily as I used to be, but I've been trying to get back into the flow of it because I love it. And also I just hit 7,000, which is crazy, like crazy. Like, I started this like less than a year and a half ago, and to think that many people want to know about me and my Disney craziness is mad, but it's been amazing. So yeah, I've got 7k on there and then 12 on TikTok, which is mad, all because a video of the guy making candy floss in Epcot went viral, and all of a sudden all these people followed, which is again crazy, absolutely crazy. But hopefully people enjoy the content I put out, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the YouTube videos that I've got coming up. Like I said, I have got that one with Simon coming up. I'm also going to do things like rating Disney World rides, my favourite snacks, favourite restaurants, and loads of other things. But no, thank you for sitting through this video again and learning about everything going on in my life, and we will get back to the pure Disney content next time. So be sure to subscribe down below and turn on the little bell notification to let you know when I have next posted, and I hope you guys have a magical day, and I'll see you real soon.